and that's where my sat nav will go. It's a posh one, posh Aygo. You know, your TomTom sat nav you can have in, which will be, I'm sure, will be really, really up to date.
1950 at 90-minute TV. Get to 2-minute.
Oh, look at that on the button. Never in doubt. Honda engine. Never break down Hondas. Even all, welcome back to the Car UK channel. You join me today in the rain as we pick up my Classic Rover 200, the old wedge-shaped R8 Rover we bought from Aston Barclay just a few weeks ago. But also I'm here to pick up a Toyota Aygo as well, which I bought blind, which is never a good thing. You should never buy cars online blind, but I for some reason seem to make an exception for Aygos and C1s and 107 when I see them on online auctions, and I haven't got the ability to go and view them because, well, there's not really much to them, to be honest, and they'd have to be almost smashed apart for me not to be able to put them back on the road. So I took a gamble on it. It's a little 14 plate, late one with a bit over average miles, but a very bright car, or at least it looked bright on the pictures. It could actually be a piece of crap when we go and look at it. We'll get that out in a minute. But first of all, let me go and make sure my Rover's all right. Oh, there she is, looking well. So those who don't know, we bought this. This is a 94, I think it's 94 on the M. Rover 216 with a Honda engine in. Yes, not a Rover K series, Honda. It wasn't a lot of money, about 300 quid in the silver, grey bottom, silver top, done 60 odd thou. Does need a little bit of paint, which we think we might need to address, to be honest, or do something with. Let's just see if we got any dash lights. I shan't start it yet. I'll leave the grand start until in a bit when we set off and drive it. Yeah, we're all right, we've got dash lights. So, there we are. We're going to drive this in a bit, make sure it's all right. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's mint, far from it. It's a bit tatty in places. The arches in particular want doing. Someone, probably a little bit of an enthusiast, maybe an old boy who's had it, he's been tackling the arches with what looks like a flick can. And I think he might have had the wrong shade of silver. A few bits, like I said, on the bottom arches and the fronts. They're just, it wants a bit of work. I was tempted, to be honest, just to stick it in another classic auction. I was just going to basically just fettle it myself, maybe get a little bit painted professionally, maybe just have a go, maybe doing some bits myself just to keep the cost down, and just put it in another auction, classic auction, you know, the right place for it. It might make a little bit of profit and it'd be fun to do and do a video on, and we can see what it does. That was the plan. I have been bombarded. I've got about 3 people now who want to buy this. But they all want it sort of painting and doing, and to be honest with you, I'm umming on whether or not I want to go down that route, because it's quite a bit really, and in the time I started basically having every single arch wants some form of paint on it to make it look tidy again, and it will look tidy then, do the bumpers, black them all up, etc, get the heat gun on them. We'll make a car out of it, but it'll cost me quite a bit of money to do that professionally, and it's whether I want to, I've got the time to do it, so I need to about that, because I would like to put it in auction, but I say there are people who generally want to buy this thing, and why not, because they're actually brilliant cars. My first ever trade car is one of these, and a manual L-Reg one, lovely thing, with a Honda engine in. Anyway, we'll come back to that in a bit when we go and drive it, and we'll have a chat about what to do with it. Let's go and have a look at this Aygo bought, the one I've bought blind, and see if I've bought an absolute lemon. Not paying a lot for it, I've only paid £1,000, but I'm still hoping that I've got myself a bargain. Let's go and have a look and find it. Right, got all the tackle, all the keys, all the docks. Even got a little sat nav in there as well, must be a posh one. But it's supposed to be on 4B, but I can't see it. Oh no. Hidden behind a Renault Kadjar. Big moment this. Oh, I don't look too bad. Little mark down there. It's actually quite clean. I knew about the back wiper blade was, well, how can I put it? Not really attached to the car. That's clean. Oh, I'm relieved. It did look all right on the pictures, but the pictures they have here at but the pictures they have here at Aston Barclay are not the best, if I'm honest with you. So, yeah, you never know if you had bad paint repairs or something like that. A little tiny bit of something on there. A little bit of wear. Might have to get that done maybe. Top of the door. That's not really the end of the world. I was expecting to do a few bumper corners and bits anyway, so. Oh! Look, fire up. We've got lights. 114 thou. Yeah, never in doubt. and that's where my sat nav will go. It's a posh one, posh Aygo. You know, your TomTom sat nav you can have in, which will be, I'm sure, will be really, really up to date. Rev up. Oh, it got a little bit of a pop and bang as well. Slight water pump noise I can hear on it. Seems to be getting quiet now though, it seems to be calming down. So, yeah, that seems alright. Let's have a quick look in the back. Solid enough there. We're dry. We're dry on the floor. Check the broken boot. Parcel shelf's missing, which is a shame because the Aygo ones are really expensive. I've got loads of Citroen and Peugeot ones, but the Aygo ones are slightly different because the backlights are different. It's about one of the only few things that is different on the Aygo to the C1, so that's expensive. All this crap in here in the back. My valet were pleased and making a mess for him. Dry. Not really much in there. There's a tiny bit in one corner there, but it is tiny. But the actual spare wheel well is dry, so just the usual. Change the seals. Mainly that top one that leaks, but you change both of them. Sometimes they leak behind the bumper, we do them as well. Pop the bonnet. There it is, the old girl. Yeah, that water pump, you can't really tell, but it's got a little bit of a wobble in it. So I imagine that's where we're getting that noise from. It sounds like a bearing noise, like a dry bearings. Could be something else maybe, but maybe the alternator even could potentially be, but usually it's the water pump. They're very noisy. No, nothing else to it, seems fine. Why don't shut properly? That's not bad. I'm quite pleased with that for £1,000. I think that's alright. I mean, it's a bit mileagey. I'll put this bonnet back, there we go. It's a bit mileagey, but it's an Aygo, doesn't matter. 14 plate, last of the Aygos. It's almost a cheap little run around, facelift Aygo, nice colour. It'll do the job. Right, let's get it out, and then we get it back to the unit, get it dried off properly. We'll try and turn it into a decent car for someone. Putting dreams on drives. Right, we're going to get back into the video in just 30 seconds time, but I've got a very quick question to ask you. Have you bought your tickets for our latest raffle prize, the stunning Mark 1 Ford Fiesta? My stunning Fiesta is up for grabs. It's only going to cost you £2 to have a go at winning this fantastic classic vehicle. This vehicle is absolutely outstanding condition, and it could be yours for just £2. Plus there's lots of bundle offers now available. I put bundle offers back on sale so you can get more free tickets. So if you haven't done so already, get yourself in the link description, get yourself over to Raffle, who are hosting the draw for our Fiesta, and get your tickets today. Plus, you'll also be helping out charities as well. We are currently supporting Hopes and Beams, a children's charity here in Crewe, and also Northwest Air Ambulance Service. So you'll be helping out great causes and also a chance to win the stunning Ford Fiesta. There's the links in the descriptions where you can get your tickets, or you can use the QR code on screen now. But anyhow, let's get back into the video. Well, she's loaded on the truck. I have to say, I'm quite impressed actually with it, other than my little noise I'm getting from under the bonnet, which is, like I said, going to be auxiliary belt related of some description. She's alright. Its clutch is decent, which is good. Heaters are working, which is good, because that's the worst thing you can do on an Aygo, is having to change the heater motor. Nightmare. You'd rather do 2 clutches in a day than change one of them things. That one's working. The boot's not full of water. Just check the service history. She's got rucks of history. Last serviced at 112. It's on 114. So it's been, looked after and serviced in that regard. There's my TomTom and that. A few other little bits of servicing bits. I don't think that's a dear car for £1,000 for a 14 plate Aygo. Last of the Aygos. And they're just better to sell, the Aygos, because there's always that perception that even though the C1s and 107s are identical, and I'd arguably say the C1s are nicer looking front end, particularly late ones, but they're just the Toyota badge carries a lot of merit, doesn't it? Anyway, that's that done. Off she goes there into the distance, the old Aygo. Oh, doesn't she look well? Right, let's fire up the old Rover. Oh, look at that on the button. Never in doubt. Honda engine. Never break down Hondas. Right, we'll get off in a sec, but before we do that, let me actually just turn the camera around and have a chat to you about the auction today, because I did nip in for 5 minutes and the prices, well, were pretty steep. Apologies for the light in the background. It's sun's come out now and it's reflecting everywhere. So, I went to the auction a few minutes ago and just had a quick nosy. I haven't got long to stay today for a proper auction because I've got well, rucks of cars going out this week. We've got quite a few to get on with anyway. So I'm not trying to buy loads at the moment. I'm going to have to restock at some point in the next week or so. But we still need to shift quite a few sold cars this week. And I've also got a ruck of export stuff that's going out. First lot yesterday, rest of it went out. Well, the rest of it's going out, sorry, on Monday. So once we've got them clear, we'll be in a bit of a better buying mood. However, I've just thought I'd pop my head in because the first few cars were the cheapies. And there was an Aygo in there as well, so that took me fancy straight away. So I looked at an Astra, an Aygo, and also a four-door Corsa. Because I got a chap who was absolutely desperate for a four-door Corsa, like a 63, 64 plate sort of Corsa D. 1214 petrol. He's not fussed. And usually I get them in all the time, because particularly 1.4s, which he'll have a 1.4, because the 1.4s are not that popular. Saw one in today, done 60,000 miles. Again, 1.4, very clean car, but the 1.4 does put a lot of people off. It was booking at about £1,700. In fact, there's a video of it here, and you can actually see what he did in the room.
This one goes to Corsa, 1.4, 65,000 mile. Beautiful service history on the 5-door there for you as well, champs. But again, MOC still champ. Stock caps £700, £800 star chance. End of the bid is here. 9,000, 11 to bid, 12 bid. Some of them under bid 13 is there. 13, 14. At 14, under the bid thing was there first. 16, 15, 17, 17, 50, 50. That's the 18's here. 18, 50, 19, 50, 1950. At 90 bid, you bid. Get 2 bid. At 2 bid 50 is there. 2 bid 50. 1, 21. At 2150. 2150. Walks away. Only 2 bid left. At 2150 bid. You bid once. 2150. You bid 2. 2250. 2250. Now or never. In the corner. 2250 once. Twice. And once. So as you can see there, that did hundreds of pounds over its guide price. And in fairness, I did go over cap clean because I have a buyer for this car. So I was willing to pay that bit extra for it. But I couldn't go that much because Tiny then put the fees on it. That car is going to be in excess of £2,500 plus of a retail of about 3,200 quid. Then you've got to take your VAT out of it. You're not even, it might only have 60,000, but it still will have problems with it. So there is nothing left in it really for me or most dealers, to be honest with you. You're on very, very slim pickings there. Unless you're going to be cutting corners, obviously, to get that out. And I very much doubt it's to be a car where you can just change the oil, wash it, and off it goes. That never happens. So I was disappointed in that because I actually thought I stood a chance of that being the 1.4 because I usually sort of turned away at the auctions the 1.4s over the 1.2s. Then I looked at an Aygo as well, a little silver Aygo, quite old actually on a 58, and I have to be careful with sort of the older 57, 58 plates because although they can make look cheapies, little 13, 14, 15, maybe an 1895 max like this silver one was booking at. And it had decent mileage to be fair, and it was a clean car, but you've got to be careful because corrosion will start taking place. This one wasn't too bad, it was actually alright, but I saw it, like I said, £1,795 car retail, and this is what it ended up doing. So the Aygo Platinum Silver, when we go 77,000 mile there, nice little run around that boys, lovely history as well. Bit of it slightly away, bit of it 200 pounds for that. 2 in a bid, 2 in a bid 50, 2 in a bid 3, here, 350 bid, 3 in a bid 4, in the room, at 4 in a bid 50, 4 bid 5, 5 in a bid 50, 5 bid 6 outside, 650, 650, at 7 in a bid, 7 in a bid, 7 in a bid, 700 internet, £700 50, 750, at 7 in a bid, 7 in a bid, 7 in a bid, yeah, this or no, £800 online, £800, 50 in front, 859, 9 bid, 900, at 900 pound a bid. Yes or no? 9 bid, 25, 925, 950, 950, 950, 75, 975, 975, 1,000 pound, at 1,025, 1,025 bid, in front of me now, at 1,025, final call, anyone else, 1,025 once, twice, and So again, hundreds and hundreds of pounds over book, then you got your fees on top as well. That car literally would left you with a few £100, and it's an Aygo, 1 in 3 that I buy need a clutch. Most of them need a degree of like water pumps and a few other little bits and bobs. The tyres usually always worn out, the exhaust usually worn out. They're not Dirk's things, but you can soon mount up in costs on them. So I say there's nothing left in that at all. I mean, just goes to show how desired even these older little Aygos and C1s are, because people just want cheap motoring. That's 20 quid, put it on the road, and once you've got an half decent one on the road, it will actually give you really good service. But like I said, that money, I just can't compete. There's nothing in it for us. And it was disappointing. There was also an Astra looked at as well at the beginning, which looks quite nice in the pictures, very flat on the paintwork.
Also had a dint in the rear quarter and the door, so what, quite a bit of paint. I saw that at sort of like 1300-1400 quid, I bidded on it, and that went in excess of about 1600-1700 quid. It's nearly 2 grand with all the fees in. £3 car, and needs paint. It just, to me, was just balmy. But anyway, never mind. I'm going to cheer myself up now by driving back my beautiful Rover. I'll let you know when I'm back at the pitch in a few seconds' time how I got on. Right, we're back. How did it get on? Well, the mighty Rover drove exceptional. Really pleased with it. Engine's decent in it. Box is decent in it. Changing up fine. Probably will service the box, to be honest, because there is a little tiny bit when you change up. Sometimes you give it speed, you get a little bit of a slight nudge. They were never the most refined of boxes, so you never know when it was changed. We'll just change the box. They're really easy to change fluid in, these are. So we'll definitely do that to smarten it up a little bit on the change and change oil, etc. And yeah, that's it. They say no knocks, no bangs, suspension-wise. It drove in a straight line. Really pleased with it. It performed really well. To be honest with you, I wasn't expecting anything different, to be fair. You've really got to abuse one of these Honda engines to make them poorly, because they are, well, very good. Arguably Honda at this sort of era, 90s and early 2000s, petrol engines, they probably made the best petrol engines in the world, it has to be said. I mean, certainly are up there anyway. So yeah, nice thing. Now, what to do with it? Now, I've mentioned previously about potentially looking to send this off to a classic auction. So fettle it a little bit, do the marches, you know, tart it up a little bit, but how far do I go with it? You know what I mean? If I sent it to the paint shop, I could make it look lovely, but I'd spend quite a bit of money, because realistically, now I've looked a bit more closer at it, all the arches want attention. They've all been messed around. Someone's flick canned them, bless them, and tried to smarten them up, and they've made a bit of an ash of it. So we could look to do that, but it costs quite a bit of money, and I don't think if we spent 500 quid smartening it up at the paint shop, we'd necessarily get it back at auction. You know, time we then got to get it down there, a few other little bits I'd like to do to it. So then I could probably try and just do it myself, so I just, you know, maybe get a little gun or a flick can, just tart them up. But I'll be brutally honest, I'm no painter, and I can do little bits, but you know, this one, the back here, particularly like the near side, the driver's rear, sorry, that's going to the quarter. I don't think we'll make it better, but I just don't think it would quite be right. And again, I just don't see the point. I don't think it would make any difference in its value. You'd either do it right or just leave it be. So I'd probably just send it as it is. You know, just basically just clean it, do the bumpers and the tyres, dress the tyres, get the bumpers back black, because that costs us nothing to do, and just smarten it up internally, externally best we can, and just send it to an auction, see what it would make. I actually think we'd make some money out of it, to be honest, because it only owes £300, and if we were to send it and just smarten it up, I think it probably would do 2 or 3 times that in an auction. Not that we're trying to make fortunes out of it, it'd just be a nice thing to do. It'd go off to an enthusiast. However, as I was coming back, I was thinking forward actually about what else we could do with the car, or what else it could be used for, and I've decided what I'm going to do with it. So basically, in a few months' time, in September, I am going to be competing for Car UK in the first ever Motor Trade Millie, which has been set up by Joe at Shifting Metal, where we basically take an older car, a cheap car, and drive 1,000 miles. We go off to, I think we're going to Spa, and also to, is it Cologne? I think it's Cologne. But anyway, ended up at the Nürburgring. You basically got to get there, so make sure you've got to have a reliable car, drive down to Dover, cross to obviously the channel, get yourself down to the Nürburgring, drive round. Obviously there'll be some challenges there as well, so who's can put in the best lap, and who's got the most reliable car, etc. And then get back, and then we're going to be heading back to G3 at Bedford, where all the vehicles, assuming they get back in one piece, will be charity raffled off, and obviously the proceeds will go to charity. And currently I do not have a car earmarked for that. I had a few ideas what I was going to do, but now I'm thinking actually I would love to go and do a lap in the Nürburgring, where I've never been, in a Rover. Why not? It's British, and that's why we are Car UK. We're very British here. So I thought, sod it, we will use the Rover, and plus then it'll go off to auction, and if someone wants to buy it, it's only going to make a few £100, let's be honest, but it'll go off to charity as well. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. The old Rover 216 is going to become the Car UK Motor Trade Millie vehicle. Right, anyway, I think that is enough for today. The Aygo is back here safely as well. I can just see it here in the corner. So that's good news. We're going to get that off and have a look at that, and I'll let you know how we got on with that later in the week when we give it a check over in the workshop. And obviously we'll do another update video. Probably in a couple of days' time, there'll be another picture update video, which by then, hopefully, we'd have got rid of a lot of vehicles off this site. We've got about 14 going out this week, mainly export vehicles, but also 3 or 4 of our own sold cars as well. So it's going to look a very, very different pitch in a few days' time. It's going to look, well, bare bones, so make sure you check that one out. Plus, there's plenty of other content I'm working on, including the part 2 of our latest series I'm doing on basically starting out in the motor trade in 2025. If you're thinking about starting out, looking to become a used car dealer, home trading, make sure you check out part 1 of my video I did the other week, and I'm going to do a follow-up to that in a few days' time as well. So make sure you check that out. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching today's video. Really do appreciate it. Let me hear your thoughts and comments on what you've seen, and don't forget as well to like and subscribe to the Car UK channel. So thank you again, and I'll see you all in the next one.